Yeah, so like I like I like that Archie even brought this up. Like network is not only limited to like as a business person to business, but even to
life situation
potential. Because again, we have to be realistic. Like, it's not everyone that wants to be an entrepreneur. In fact, I think the vast majority of people don't want to be entrepreneurship because you know, and you know, and the reasons are valid. It's so much work. There's so much failure. There's so much failure. And the thing is, like, look, when you're a business person, like the way you see failure is not how you see failure as like a regular person, because you need failure to grow.
Yeah.
Then how you know you need improvement?
Right.
You know. Yeah. So I'll just take it back to you. Networking.
Exactly. The issue of networking, I think, just the fact that you can show up somewhere, or let me put it this way: one way you can be recognized is to show up somewhere and make sure that you are seen. Right? Yeah. So if you, I think Chris kind of touched a bit on the idea of IQ and I think IQ and EQ, right? Yeah. One is emotional, intelligent, quotient, and one is emotional intelligent. Yeah. So at times it's something that's very common nowadays. A lot of employees in schools, they don't want to bring people in who cannot adapt, people who are not emotional enough, people who cannot relate, right? People who that doesn't have that feelings, to understand that okay, this is how this should be. So it's so common, and that kind of ties in along with networking. And the good thing is social media now, right? Social media has leveraged, that concept, like LinkedIn. You can just reach out to someone on LinkedIn when you're talking about cold emailing or cold DMs. Yeah. And just, you don't have to know the person. Yeah. Just message the person. And this professor, I think our professor from Stratcom, he usually, bring that up. Like at times when you see some of these people, like the managing director, executive director, you just send them a message. It's not going to hurt. Besides, you are not paying for it. It's free. Maybe out of the data you are using.
The worst thing you can do is just ignore your message.
It's free. That's the worst you can do. Yeah. And other than that, you can also attend conferences. Yeah. Right. You can attend seminars. These are places where you get to meet people. Business owners, a lot of business leaders, they have secured millions of investment from just these gatherings, public gatherings. At times you just show up. And the way you make yourself seen is to tell people what you do. That's the elevator pitch. Just tell people, I'm X, Y, and Z from Ash Media. I'm into to this, we have done this. And people love numbers. At times when you're having conversation with people, call them numbers. Yeah. Because when you are calling numbers to them, within their mind they are thinking, that means this person, he's on the right track. Or he knows what he's doing.
I mean, you're quantifying your claims.
He has a sort of impact.
So sorry to just catch you a bit. Like you're quantifying, your claims. Right. I think you even mentioned it's called SMART. Right. Specific, measurable, attainable. So like it's exactly your claims has to be measurable, and you drop in those numbers. I have 20 million subscribers. Right. Or
I've worked with this number of brands. Yeah. Or I've secured this in investments. I've done this. People are driven towards those things. And honestly, networking, like you said, is the entry to success as an entrepreneur, right? Yeah. And the only way you can do that is to show up. Yeah. So if you stay at home, as an entrepreneur, you don't want to be out there. You just want to be home, doing your CEO stuff in the office, and no one cares. Yeah. Even to secure contracts, you have to show up. You have to reach out to people. Like for me, right, the kind of work we are doing with Ash Media, although we do a lot of social media marketing, but it's not as effective as the outreach. Most of these NGOs we have worked with for the last few months, we did a lot of social media ads. A lot. Some of these people, they don't care. Yeah. When you reach to them, you tell them your proposal, and what we usually do is this. So we look at runners, especially with NGOs, look for projects they are working on. Like with Cattle Center, actually you guys might have heard of Cattle Center. They're mainly into mental health and those kind of things. Yeah. Okay. So we look at Cattle Center, we say, okay, these guys in there are doing mental health. Let's do a project. We will finance the project ourselves. Right. Maybe a documentary on mental health. So when we are reaching to them with a proposal, we're already telling them that we are aware that you guys are doing this thing. And this is the work we have done related to what you guys are passionate about. And this is our proposal. This is the amount that we need to carry on this project you guys are doing.
Not to cut you short, but I like that aspect of it, right? It sounds to me like what you're saying is, especially with networking and like the whole idea of outreach, like with clients and the audience as well, is to take like businesses or agencies need to take like a more proactive approach versus a reactive one. So being a leader and the participants of trends, of the stories that you tell, and just the line of the journey, you know what I mean? Your client's journey in a way, other than being reactive to it.
Right.
It's like after things go viral, that's when you're chasing the wave. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with for my kind of, my line of, like my interests, right? Like with t-shirts and, designs and things like that, is that a lot of times it's easy to fall into the trap of what's trending, like what kind of t-shirts are people buying, what kind of designs are they, especially the prints. Right. The people, you see that there's a trend of, with brands like Cortez or what's this other one that went viral on TikTok? I forgot it, but basically it's a lot of like, boxy tees, a lot of like screaming designs, a lot of that, and that's like trendy versus what actually sells in the long run. You know what I mean? And a lot of us would, since you want to make a sale, you think that's what's working, so you jump on that, and then that ends, and then another new trend comes, and then so you're always chasing the wave and never catching it, because the time you realize there's a wave and you're chasing it, it's too late. The time you're perfecting it, there's a new one. So how many are you going to grab? You know what I mean? So I like the idea that you do your homework on these brands, on these NGOs. Tell the story on their behalf and show them and say, look, this is what we can do.